It's Kamala Harris up against Mitt Romney in this 2024 presidential matchup. Today on Political Access, we're going to go through the states and find a winner. This was suggested to me in the comments. This is not going to be an easy matchup. Kamala Harris is a weak candidate for the Democrats. Of course, Mitt Romney, he's a very weak candidate for the Republicans, but somebody's got to win it. We'll talk more about it at the end, but let's quickly go through the states and get started here in Alaska, and that will be safe for Mitt Romney. Hawaii will be safe for Harris. Back up to the West Coast, Washington, Oregon, California, blue states, and they will be safe for Harris. Nevada, that's a purple state, and that will go tilt for Mitt Romney. Idaho and Utah, safe for Romney. Arizona, that will go lean for Romney. Montana and Wyoming, safe for Romney. Colorado, likely for Harris. New Mexico, leans for Harris. North Dakota, South Dakota, safe for Romney. Nebraska at large, safe for Romney. The 2nd Congressional District, that's the Omaha District, that will go tilt for Romney. Kansas and Oklahoma, safe for Romney. Texas, likely for Romney. Minnesota, leans for Harris. Iowa, likely for Romney. Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, safe for Romney. Wisconsin, tilt for Romney. Illinois will be safe for Harris. Michigan will be leans for Harris. Indiana, safe for Romney. Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, safe for Romney. Let's go down to Florida. That will be leans, borderline likely for Mitt Romney. Let's go to Georgia. That will be a tilt for Mitt Romney. He's able to do just well enough in those Atlanta suburbs. South Carolina, safe for Romney. North Carolina, that will be just barely over 5 points, likely for Romney. Let's go over to Ohio. That will be likely for Romney. West Virginia, safe for Romney. And then we go up to the Northeast into Maine, at large, likely for Harris. The 1st District, safe for Harris. The 2nd District, likely for Romney. New Hampshire, that will actually go back toward the Republicans. Mitt Romney wins that by a tilt margin. Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Washington, D.C., all safe, over 10 points for Kamala Harris. Pennsylvania, that's a very close state, but I have it as a tilt for Harris. And finally, the last state is Virginia, and that is going to be likely for Harris. And there's the map, and that comes out to 283 for Mitt Romney, 255 for Kamala Harris. So Mitt Romney actually wins this matchup, and this was a good one because both of these candidates are very unlikable. Mitt Romney is pretty much rejected by the Republican base. Kamala Harris, the establishment Democrats, they like her. Most of the media and the elites, they like her, but the progressive base, they don't like her at all. Most voters in the middle, they don't like Harris either, so I think the turnout would definitely be reduced, but Mitt Romney would do a couple of points better in most of these states. That enables him to flip back states like Arizona, Georgia, even New Hampshire. The Rust Belt, that's a tough call. I gave Harris Michigan and Pennsylvania. Romney takes Wisconsin. I don't see most of those union voters, the blue-collar workers. I don't see them really coming out for either of these candidates. The ones that do come out mostly have left the Democrats and would end up reluctantly voting for Mitt Romney. Romney, I also think, would do a little bit better in a lot of the suburbs, especially at a place like the Wild Counties in Wisconsin. Even though he badly lost Wisconsin to Obama in 2012, I think there's been enough of a voter shift and realignment, and Kamala Harris is weak enough to be able to lose a state like Wisconsin, but it would be very close. Then there's other light blue states like New Mexico and Minnesota. I think Harris is really weak enough to have a lot of Democrats stay home and enough independents and moderates in the middle willing to cross over and support someone like Mitt Romney, even though a lot of the deep red hardcore Trump voters, they're not going to come out for Mitt Romney. Some may come out to vote against Harris, but Romney's still not going to be able to flip a state like Minnesota or New Mexico. Michigan, that would go to Harris probably only by 1 to 3 points. That one is debatable. The margins in Florida are debatable. Nevada is debatable. The solid blue states like Illinois, Washington, New York, Connecticut, those I still think would be over 10 points, even though Mitt Romney, he does do better in some of the northeastern, wealthier parts of the country. That's why he's able to somehow manage a win in New Hampshire, but there's just not enough Republican vote or persuadable vote on the West Coast and most of the East Coast to be able to get any of these margins actually into single digits for Romney. He would win in a massive landslide in Utah. Kansas, he would do much better than a Republican like Trump would. So there's some different dynamics at play here, but most of the states are pretty much the same. But Romney, I think in this matchup, would win back several of the states that would be considered purple. Harris just does not have the charisma, the track record, enough of the issues and the authenticity to win a lot of the Rust Belt voters and a lot of the swing voters. She would talk up some economic issues that would salvage her margin in some of these states, but it's just not going to be enough. Mitt Romney, he's definitely not going to fire anybody up. He is super bland, but he does come off as a nice guy. The Never Trump voters that are actually still Republicans, they would come back to Romney in a heartbeat. On cultural issues, Mitt Romney would probably try to tap into a couple of things. Most of it would fall flat. I don't think people take him seriously. He does definitely come off as out of touch. But then again, Harris, on cultural and social issues, I don't think she's going to have much success there either. So it also depends who they pick as their running mate and which issues they actually want to run on. If Harris touts the economy, that's going to fall flat. If Romney tries to act like he's just a regular guy, that's not going to work either. So it's hard to say what the issues would be, what the national environment would be. But I do think Romney would be slightly favored in this super low turnout election. But this was pretty hilarious. If you wanted to know which Democrat Mitt Romney is capable of beating, well, now you've got your answer. But this is just what I think. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about this matchup? Which states would you change? Do you think Harris could pull it out? Let me know down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.